What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? My name is Xzavier V, and welcome to the Modern Queer Podcast. I am here today with some very, very special guests.
Hey.
The ladies, the phenomenal women of the 810 Flow. I'm here with boss lady Reesé Nicole and music artist Tay Boogie. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
all right. Yeah, we are doing good. How you feel?
I'm good now. I'm like, now that we didn't start it in. We've been kind of, it's like 8 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Like a lot did happen to get to this point of life
Absolutely.
today. But I'm doing good. I'm excited that both of y'all could be here.
I know, me
Excited
too.
that both of y'all could be a part of this podcast. And we could talk about a bunch of shit today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what's with that?
Look, I was just about to ask you the same thing. Like, I don't know.
We can talk about a bunch of shit today. You know, laugh about it, joke about it, but, you know, really get to the heart of the matter, at least in y'all opinion, about a lot of different stuff that's happening here in this quote unquote Flintdustry or whatever, right here on the Modern Queer Podcast. So once again, thank y'all for coming through and maybe spilling some tea.
Right, possibly. Thank you for having us, though. This is dope.
You're welcome. And before we get started, you know, shout out to Tay Boogie. If you haven't tapped in her Flintside article that just dropped earlier this week, please go to flintside.com. It's right. I think it's like the third article on the thing.
Yeah.
Read that. Find out about her. If y'all want to tap into the 810 Flow, go check out the article on Flintside about the 810 Flow
Absolutely.
too. We're going to plug in all y'all social medias and stuff like that at the end.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw that out there first and foremost since that just dropped literally 48 hours ago.
Yeah, make sure y'all go get that. The write-up was super, super dope and really genuine. Reading the article, I mean, you will feel like you are there sitting with us having the conversation. So definitely check that out. Like he said, the 810 Flow, we have an article on Flintside also that's also super dope. So please tap in.
Yeah, please tap in.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, we just gonna do the warm up. We just gonna do the warm up first before we get in. And I you know, I want to be a little extra professional today, so I wrote some things down so I wouldn't forget. Damn it, now I gotta
like
open
that.
it. It do. So, like, the first thing I want to talk about is like y'all overall thoughts on like what's happening right now within the Flint music scene, because y'all have a beautiful advantage of being both a music artist and running a business.
Absolutely.
And so it's like y'all really get to see like the angle of all of this from so many different sides. Y'all working with so many different artists, businesses, people here in the city. Y'all doing so much. Y'all holding events and things like that. So y'all really got a chance to get an up close and personal look. Like I remember when I was interviewing y'all for the 810 Flow, y'all was talking about how y'all was going to like people grandma birthday parties or whatever. So it's like y'all really like in there. So like, what are y'all thoughts on like what's happening here in the city?
I feel like overall it's awesome. It's amazing because we've allowed, you know, the surrounding cities to have their time. So now, like, we really have the platforms, you know, to be able to push our artists. Like, everything that's happening overall is awesome. But I think that as individuals, like, we have to realize the power that comes with numbers, you know, and be able to coincide with each other, you know, a little more and realize that everybody doesn't have to be the first. It's only going to be one first person. You know, it's only going to be one first. So it's like everybody is not going to be the first. We have to realize that collectively we can do a lot more than if we keep trying to tear down and nitpick what everybody else is doing. But overall, I feel like, I mean, this is amazing.
What's your thoughts?
I agree. The city we flourishing right now. I do believe that.
Yeah, you gonna have to talk into this mic.
I do believe that the city needs to come together even more than we are.
Okay, so before we get into any more conversation, let me just lay this out right now. Like, this is free. This is a safe space. Y'all can cuss, however loud and live y'all want to get with this, like, I just want to establish that off the jump. Like, y'all don't have to be nervous about speaking on anything or whatever, unless you want to speak on it. You know what I mean? If I ask a question or we have a conversation, you be like, nah, you know, I don't want to even throw that out there like that. You know, you have the free range to do that. So I just want to throw that out there. Like,
I'm ready.
no, with the little, I'm ready. No, with that. Okay. Well, so I think one of the things that just from, you know, me stepping into this industry and just writing articles and trying to, you know, get to know everybody in here is that it is a lot of love that is being passed around here, right? You know, I think about a lot of the stuff that happened over the summer. It just seemed like, oh, there was some drama going on. Like, the love is what, like, really outshined everything else. So, like, looking at from like the summer to like now, like what's been going on? Because I know we had the Concrete Jungle going on, which was phenomenal. Y'all hosted that, had so many different people on there. It's a phenomenal experience. And then y'all dropped I'm Her. Tay Boogie dropped I'm Her. Tap into that.
Cues the claps in the back.
So like, how y'all been moving in this industry? Because y'all been moving. Because I remember seeing, you know, again, going back to when the three of us talked at Soggy Bottoms, you know, we was talking about, or y'all was talking about going to the Capitol. And then, you know, I saw on y'all Instagram story, y'all was at the Capitol. And I was like, God damn, we just talked about that shit. So like, how have y'all been moving and just how have the blessings been flowing for y'all?
Consistently.
Oh, that's the word, y'all.
They have been flowing very consistently. I feel like we haven't slowed down, just like redirected our energy into like, instead of trying to make a point to just be seen and be, okay, we gotta be in, we like, hold on, let's reevaluate, you know, our actual moves so that we can make sure we still seen a year from now. You know what I mean? It's not only about being seen right now, like so I think more than anything, like we just been sitting back, figuring out them moves so that a year and a half down the line, you know, we're still relevant. We don't just, you know, get washed away when, you know, the water come through. So
right.
Definitely. As far as the music though, it's always work. Always. I be like, man, it's a full-time plus a part-time.
True.
But
And in your opinion?
We really be making it work. We really are trying to. Well, we found our balance of pushing her music and having a platform also. I do agree with her. We make sure that instead of throwing 20 parties in 5 months, we want to make sure that whatever we do is of quality. And now we at the point where we need to be paid to get, you know, seen.
That's definitely true because, you know, as much stuff is going on it's a lot of money being flown, being brought into the city, you know, on so many different levels. And, you know, I think about, apparently, according to other people, especially with the last podcast, you know, I heard it was industry standard or industry practice anyway, that, you know, some people pay to get on shows and things like that. And for me, at least around here, I thought that was such a ludicrous idea. And I still kind of feel that way because of just how much money is being flooded into the city and things like that. So like putting on events and things like that, like how are y'all thinking about monetization and making money, you know, to support y'all and do what y'all do? Yeah,
I think that's a shift that we're just now starting to approach. Yeah, that's been something that like the first year we were just so dead set on presenting, like showing what we could do. Like let us show you, you know, what we could do. But now going into 22, that's been more of the discussion, like how do we monetize everything that we do? Because there is value, you know, it brings value. It's not a doubt anymore. Well, can we bring people out? Well, can we get people to come? Now we know we can. So I think that's been a thing. I will speak on paying to get on shows though, in my opinion, as an artist. I do not think that it is totally absurd. I think that it depends on the opportunity, the other artist on the show. Like it's all very situational when paying, because I'm not against paying for promotion or paying to get on shows. But in Flint, am I going to pay to get on the show? Probably not. I probably wouldn't. It would have to be somewhere where I know I'm going to be exposed to a different region of people. Like, yeah. But I'm not against it, though, but not necessarily here. Yeah, I actually, they offered to be on the Jeezy show, but it was, you gotta pay to get on there, and I was just like, we evaluated, for who is Jeezy gonna bring out in Flint?
Right.
How many people is he gonna bring out from surrounding cities? Like, it's just, you gotta deliberate with your team and figure out what's worth it for you. Yeah, definitely.
So this is so something like that for, artists or for businesses is more along the lines of what can get us the greatest exposure and what can benefit us in the long run.
Absolutely.
Got you.
How much potential is that, show really going, and then cost too, you have to be realistic. Like, I am just absolutely not going to overdraft my account to be on the show right now. I'm just not. I live in reality. It's like, if I can't do it, I just can't do it. I'll catch you on the next one, but I'm not going to, go over and beyond to, like I said, pay to get on the show in hopes, that something comes from it, and then now I'm in a rut. Like, no, it has to make sense. Yeah.
Definitely all around platform, who else on the lineup, venue, all that stuff we're really starting to look at now.
Okay. So it was like 2021 was like the trial period, and like 2022 was like, all right, we got y'all now.
Yeah. We told ourselves, though, the first year that we just wanted to network. We wanted to meet people and just try to soak up anything that we can. And I mean, we did that plus more this year. So next year's, we up.
Yeah.
Now we up.
I agree.
Well, to quote Tay, what you said in both articles, that this seems real destined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that was, speaking of your article specifically, like, that was one of the things that I wasn't allotted a lot of space or a lot of more wording to be able to put that sort of spiritual center that you operate out of. Because we talked a lot about, your grandma being a praying grandmama and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, damn it, I don't have enough space to put all this in here. So I just got to make sure I got destined somewhere in there.
It got very deep with that conversation.
It did. Like, and we talked about that. We talked about just the mindset. That's what I wanted. So being both in the industry and then sort of pushing the industry at the same time comes with a particular mindset, especially for you, because like you were her manager, in addition to being her business partner on all of this. So like, as a manager looking at the landscape right now, like, what is the sort of mentality that you have to bring or have to have in order to be a manager in this hostile environment?
I just know that I know she gonna make it. That's it. I really believe in her. So I mean, I see the full vision of what we're trying to do or what she's trying to do and everything. So that's really all I see. And we move like we industry are. So it's easy. I mean, everything just, it comes easy.
Okay. Well, that's good. Do you feel like it come easy?
Yeah. So far, I felt like that. I feel the pressure heating up. I feel the pot heating up.
Right. I remember you talking about the pressure you've been feeling.
Yeah. So, and it's a good pressure. Like, when I say that, I don't ever mean like a pressure like I'm at home, like what we gonna do, how we gonna do it. It's just more so like, okay, it's a demand for it now. Like, the presence is here. Now people want to hear more music. People want, so it's a good pressure, but like she said, it's definitely like moving with the attitude, like we already there. You know what I mean? Like we ride in a beater right now, but we ride it like it's a Bentley. Like, I mean, for real, like shit, we don't got the newest, but I'm a rocket like it's the best I ever had, because ultimately, that will be here soon enough. And so it's just like having that attitude of, well, we there already. We just waiting for it to happen. It's already there.
Because, I mean, we talk about, or rather, one of the trends that I think people our age and our generation want to ascribe to is that sort of, speaking into existence, we manifesting, et cetera, right? And so adopting that mentality and adopting that, it's coming. We just waiting on it to just arrive, but we working towards it. How does that assist when at least in the moment, it made that reality moment or that reality check, right? Where it just seemed like shit just hitting the fan and you like, how the fuck did I get here?
It's hard. I've talked to myself more than I talk to anybody else in the day, because I just like I have to fight my own mental, and not a fight but battle, you know, from even getting in that mindset. Like, you know, I have those moments where I be like, damn, I'm really still working, I'm still, you know, all of that, but I guess just really believing that what we're doing is gonna pay off, like it helps, because it's like, I mean, but I always say, like, manifest, but do your work. Like, you can't just manifest. You can't just manifest and sit back. So, it's like, you know, if you're not doing your work, then you'll definitely get off in that mindset because you're just sitting around waiting on something to happen. But if you working and you keeping yourself busy, you're like, okay, I'm manifesting it and I'm working towards it. It got to make sense somewhere. But, yeah.
Because it's like we live in a generation, especially with, like, social media now, where, like, that instant gratification is just if I don't have this instant gratification, or I may have got 50 likes on the last post, but I got like 15 this one. Yeah. Like, how do y'all work through like those sort of emotions or whatever? You know, especially like in this Flintdustry kind of arena, right? Like, it's almost like a lot of times you get on social media and you know what the truth is, and yet we still sort of playing this game. and we still sort of like playing this game. So like, how do y'all find that balance between like, I can't take this shit real, or like that's just some play shit. Like, I can't even look at that compared to, oh no, like this is some real shit.
She spent more time on social media than me, so I'll let her leave. I was about to say, I miss a lot of it. She'd be like, did you see such and such? I'd be like, nope. Nope.
It'd be hard.
Yeah, I ignore a lot of it, and it's something that I'm trying to get out of.
No.
You be what?
I just be reading, and I know I have to always remember I have an opinion. Everybody else have an opinion.
Right.
I try not to comment or say. I say just enough. That's what I like to say. I put just enough on social media to entertain, just like everybody else. So, you know, I know sometimes people might say stuff and it might be off the wall, and I'm sitting at home like, nah, like, why would they say this? This don't even make sense. And I'm like, Tay, you know, screenshot it, send it to them. That's why I'm not on Facebook going back and forth with people all day, because I'm like, Tay, look at this.
I'd be like, oh, okay. But it depends, because I don't know. I don't really, I'm not a huge fan of social media and never have been. Like, I value my privacy for real. So it's like, I'm not about to put my life on here anyway. I don't, you know, I mean, the people that are close to me, I know what's going on in their life. You know, we talk. Like, the people that I care to know what's going on, I know. So
like, you'll pick up the phone and call and text or pull up.
That's something that I'm battling with, is actually just becoming more like present on social media.
So like, since you be on social media, like, and I know you a Cancer and I'm a Cancer too, so I know a little bit of the vibes that you can get when you just scrolling on social media. You be like, what the fuck? What? That don't even make sense.
It don't.
So like, you seeing all this stuff, right? Because y'all are tapped in with like a lot more people than I am. Right, and we kind of do, at least in the 810 flow moment. Right. Like, no, seriously, like y'all are like incredibly more tapped into like people than I am. Okay. And so like, I know y'all social media feed just gotta be on one. And so it's like, how do you keep saying, right? And not only how do you keep saying, but how do you not get the feeling of wanting to like jump into that pool, right? Because it's almost like addicting. You see all this stuff, you see everybody posting stuff and sharing stuff, and you be like, oh man, I gotta get in it.
Opinions, now you want to add your, I get it.
I just be like, oh, I don't want to be like these people. I want to go from the outside, you know. I don't want to be going back and forth. I caught myself, I did one time, like 130 something comments later, we went deep about the flat earth. And it's like, it was kind of making me mad, because I'm like, so y'all calling me crazy because of what I believe in, and it's just, this is social media. Yeah. That's what it is. Everybody.
And I sat there while they had that conversation, and I refused to comment, because I was like, if I start, like, it's gonna be never ending. And I guess that it gets tiresome. Like, I get tired. Like, all right, it's over. And then I got an attitude on me, so I'll be like, well, I really don't care. I don't even care what you saying back. I think what I think, you think what you think. Let's just coexist and think what we think. Like, but yeah, I remember that conversation.
If I put everything, all my thoughts on social media, I would be arguing with, not arguing, but
just going back and forth.
Debating with so many people. I really would, because timeline crazy.
The timeline, dude. The timelines.
Even with the Flintdustry, it's just like you got rappers complaining about this, producers all day. Like that's all I see on my
Seriously?
timeline. I mean,
Dang.
I'm not gonna say
Right. It's right.
For me, like to have an opinion, I be wanting to get on there like, well, maybe you should do this or maybe try this different. But
I agree.
I be like, okay, I'm only managing Tay.
So like, how is it dealing with people's egos, right? Because again, going back to social media, you can look on social media and post something. You can post something and feel like you have the purest intentions ever in the world, and then half of the people that's on your timeline will look at that and be like, "Oh, damn," they in their ego, like why, or that jealousy sort of thing, or that hating, like
I feel that.
How do y'all be processing these things, right? Especially as like women in this in this industry that is, at least right now. And I'm glad I put that in your article, like just highlighting the different women and how you're a part of that collective of women who is really bringing a lot to the table here in the music industry here. Yeah. And so, but it's like how y'all be. How do I'm just gonna be blunt with it. How do y'all not just be cussing motherfuckers out and just be walking around here pissed the fuck off?
Dealing with the egos, I say like I don't think we done had too many ego clashes with the men, because the most I done got is like maybe somebody saying, you want to be so hard, but like the men, we haven't had any horrible run-ins. It's the jealousy for me that I feel, or like the imitation that like I don't respect as much. Like, right,
I remember you talking a little bit about that.
I feel like it's like that's starting to build, like, and it's never intentional, because I'm not one to be like, oh, I did this or I did that, to try to like make nobody feel no type of way. I just try to do shit first. And so I feel like because a lot of the shit I try to do or we try to do, is first or is trendsetting, like it comes with that envious eye of, why didn't I do that? I could have did that. Why did not? Well, let me do it. And then that's where the imitation plays right behind it, because it's like, okay, well, let me go do it. Got you. Like the egos aren't really a huge deal. But I mean, how to answer the question, how do we deal with not going off about that? We be going off. It just be to each other. I feel like it's tacky. Like it'll be so tacky to get on there and just. I mean, like she said, if we said everything I was thinking, nobody would like me. They'd be like, "Oh man, she an asshole for real."
This is between us. I mean,
the thread is crazy. But then it like gives you that calm down before. So if you do still want to make a post, at least you got that first theme of. That you can think logically and think, what you want to say. Because I'll still, throw my monkey see, monkey do, and nobody will know. But if you know, I just put on my status, monkey see, monkey do, or something like that, and you'll know. But it's definitely tailored a little. It's not so tacky. I ain't gonna get on there like these hoes doing everything I do. Nah, not.
But we have each other to vent to, so
that helps.
Egos. I would say, I feel like men don't want. I call myself Boss Lady Reesé. That's
you do.
So men don't like that. They don't want a woman in charge, or when they do come around, some of them try to change. Well, maybe you should do it like this or do it like that. And I'm not going for it. They do get cussed out.
So this is an immediate cuss out.
Yeah, or I'm a Cancer, so I'm gonna either cuss you out or I'll never talk to you again.
I understand that feeling.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how is it like working with businesses, right? Especially downtown, because downtown, at least in my opinion, in my own experiences, really don't like black people like that, and really don't like rap a hip hop music in its spaces like that. So, listen, your facial expressions, this whole conversation have been cracking me up. Slide in the live. I'm just over here like the face is giving it like.
Where the camera at?
What they say when you need the dramatic effect.
Like she said.
But yeah,
say too much on this thing,
man. As far as working with other businesses, we haven't. It's crazy because down there, everything we do aligns to be independent. Like it's hard to even speak on and say we haven't had that experience because we haven't
had that experience.
Like we haven't had to deal with a lot of the businesses or like even where we do events. Like it's usually through. Friend of a friend or word of mouth. Like it's usually through business already. It's not like we just come straight to somebody and we're like, hey, can we do this here? Can we? It kind of always is aligned, you know, how it should be. So we have not experienced a lot of, like, I will say with music, like, you do know when you sit down and have a conversation and they're like, okay, I'm putting this show together, da-da-da-da-da. And we'll be like, okay, well, you know, can we get a look at the lineup so we can help you figure out who we can get? And you'll look and you'll be like, oh, okay. I see where I see this is not, I see what you want, you know, like you
and
don't want.
So what do they want?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. Like, to be very blunt, no
Please.
business, you know, in their mind, 5 rappers smoking weed, drinking, what type of crowd that's gonna bring downtown. So I feel like they don't really be wanting that.
Yeah. they don't really like they'll go urban but not hood.
Yeah,
like we can do some urban music, but we not gonna have no hood rappers in here. You know, y'all can go further down Saginaw and go to the club with that. Like that's kind of So which I respect to a certain degree, depending on you know where the venue is or the type of shit they run. No, I'm not mad at you for wanting to uphold a certain reputation, but our job is to try to
show them,
open the door. You know, for the the hood artists too, because we got some talented people that white count them out just because they're a little more urban than somebody else. So I mean, depending on what you hear by me, you might be like, oh no, she do a little too much, but then you might hear something else and be like, oh, okay, so
we're trying to bridge the gap of even thinking like that. A10 Day, I would say, was probably one of the days where our partners was like, okay, how is this going to turn out? Yeah. They didn't say it, but they said it. I knew what they were
it was very much said.
That coded language.
Yeah, like, okay, what's going on with the lineup of the artists? We did it.
Yeah, I did do
nothing happened.
Biggest turnout that we had. We had the most fun. I think like it was at the end, like we even had people reaching out like, how can we throw something with y'all, because of that turnout. But I will definitely say that we had to stand up, put our shoulders up and be like, let us run this, let us show you, that we can do it. And we did it. And I mean, it was actually amazing. Like, yeah.
So it's like y'all are, how do I put this? Like you said, like just opening doors and just making it possible for like that the culture to really be welcomed and be able to do things and make money down here. Yeah. I think that's needed.
I mean,
absolutely.
So how much I want to say? No, I feel like downtown, whoever is over everything,
the powers that be.
Flint, the music scene is popping right now.
Right.
I want to invest. I want to do this. I want to do that. But they want us to do it their way. And we're not going to do it like that. To be honest, we just not. We're going to do it the way the Flintdustry
especially when it can be done, because it almost makes it a challenge to be like, okay, well, let us show you that once again, it's power in numbers. Don't count us out because we young and we black and we trying to figure it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can pull the strings, but a lot of it is, I feel like they know budgets. They know that a lot of people don't have the budgets, and so they like, we got it. Come get it. Yeah, come get it. Are you gonna move how we want you to? So I feel like that's a big part of it. It's like finances. They know.
So it's like, is it like trying to dangling the carrot in front of y'all face to sort of like shift or make y'all dependent, or just make the Flintdustry in general dependent upon them to do stuff?
Somewhat.
Yeah. Or to say, we did this.
To boost their ego.
This is whatever the name of the people is. But I mean,
I agree. It's more like a recognition because they see the potential the same way we see the potential, you know. So they know that this is something worth investing in, and like I said, they know that a lot of people don't have the budget. So to be able to go back and say, "Oh well, yeah, you had the talent, but I funded that. Without me, where would you have been without?" That's how it comes off.
I hate that kind of shit.
Yeah,
I hate that
and
kind of shit.
It makes you be like, I digress. I'm good. I will figure it out. You know, like we got it. We got it.
That's kind of what happened with me with my book signing over the summer.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. It was like all of the businesses who won. That's why I was making the status. This is why I was making. That's where I got fired.
Hey, it is what it is.
You know, but you know, at the end of the day, it was literally just that. Like, you know, these businesses wanted to be like, oh, look what we doing, look what we doing. And it took away from the essence of what that was supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I mean? And and literally exactly what y'all said. It was like a ha, look what I can do. Look what we downtown have invested into like these black people or you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I feel like really stand our ground. No, we're not doing it like that.
Absolutely.
Or just when our events happen, look back. Like me and Tay, we brung everybody here. So
y'all did.
No
y'all
way
did.
You can say you did this by yourself. I can ask, no.
Yeah.
That'll get somebody cussed out.
And that's kind of what I was saying even before, because I'm like, a lot of stuff, like, I try to reserve speaking on or, you know, speak a certain way because I'm like, let's keep it professional. Let's keep it professional. And then when I look back at dialogue or the way that they are trying to handle us, I be like, that wasn't professional.
Right.
That wasn't professional. That wasn't
no. Because that's the real tea.
Like, so it's like, come on now. But I think part of like my reservation, part of my reservation is, for one, I'm a black woman. For two, I'm a big black woman. And then I rap on top of that, you know. So I never like wanted to come off super aggressive. Like I didn't want to scare people away from the business. Like, oh, well, I'm intimidated by them, so I just won't work with
You didn't
them.
want to be the stereotypical every black woman.
Yeah, so it made me like in the beginning like lay back a lot. Like I was just like, I'm just damn near not gonna say nothing about nothing. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, get in where we fit in. But now it's kind of like, okay, you gonna respect me though.
Right.
I ain't gonna be ghetto at your establishment, but you gotta respect me though. Like,
I am a human being at the end of the day.
And I show respect. So, you know, reciprocate. Like,
And me, I try not to get in my feelings. And
I understand that.
People feel like, oh, she got something to say about everything, but if everything you doing is showing me that it's all
unfortunately, I had to say something.
Yo.
Maybe or whatever it is, but you're not about to just cross all my boundaries.
Right. I think one thing that I learned, especially from that book thing over the summer, was to be real and balance that realness of professionalism. What I mean by professionalism is that I want to do very little, if any, business transactions through DMs.
Yeah.
And another thing that I was like, if it is in the DMs, my language is going to be very, very meticulous because you can use those records in the court of law.
Absolutely.
And then, we like to, I got the receipts right here, motherfuckers. Your whole conversation of how you came up to me.
It definitely makes you reevaluate, you know, like sending in all interactions, especially business related, because like you said, like, God forbid anything goes wrong. But I have to think, if anything was to go wrong with this, you know, partnership that we're starting or talking about, you know, can this be used? Am I saying anything? I don't even gossip with people no more. I mean, not that I ever really did, but I be like, I don't care. Figure don't leave me out of
in relationships. I'll be like, Tay, you realize who we are now, right?
Told you my daddy be asking me. I'm the only one still sleep under the rock.
No, it is true. I be telling my sister, I'd be like, I can't, like, my inner circle has like shrunk. Not that it was big to begin with, but it shrunk even more. Like, it was like maybe like almost 2 handfuls, but now it's really just like one handful. And it's not even people who like even a part of this. Because I'm like, oh, I got to be careful. Oh, I can't. Absolutely. No, I can't say that. I don't want to incite no riot. But
or you don't want nobody to run off. You have to think like, okay, I can't give you too much insight on what I'm thinking, because I want to give you enough to where you can spark your own organic ideas and we can feed off of each other, but I can't give you too much of mine because they be secretly plotting and watching, and I be like,
they do.
I be secretly plotting. And I be knowing. Y'all energy be telling it.
Listen.
Energy be telling on y'all.
Let's take it there. Let's talk about like people's energies, because if you somebody who keen upon that kind of stuff, like you can tell people's intentions. Absolutely. Like you can tell how people approach you. You can tell what vibe they on. You can tell almost, if you really in tune with, you can tell what they getting ready to say and how about the mood is, and you be like, nope. You know what I mean? Especially like around here, right? Because I feel like Flint in general is like, we feel like we just got to be this super tough. Absolutely. And we can't like trust each other and trust one another, right? Yeah. And so like, especially when we do business, we take that mentality into those business spaces with us or whatever. So it is like a give and take. Like it might be us who going in that bitch like, no, I ain't about to let y'all know none of that.
Sometimes it might be me that's, kind of reserved, or my energy might be a little pulled back, and you may feel that, but
So how do y'all flow with the energy in this? Like what are some intentions, or how do y'all know good intentions and bad intentions, or just like I need to wait on that, I need to let that unfold a little bit more before we move forward?
It's crazy. Feel it. Yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy because usually like we'll both feel it, but one person to speak up first, and I'll just be like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. She'd be like, I know I wouldn't, like, so it's usually like a joint thing, but we won't discuss it. Or like sometimes something to happen and we'll just make eye contact, and I'll be like, oh, okay, you felt that. Like I'm not tripping. Like, oh, okay, but
well, y'all had that synchronicity with each other already, like,
and it's very unintentional.
It's like this ain't it.
Yeah, we've had a
text quick, like, we gotta go.
Absolutely. It's been a few meetups where we've been like, we good on that, or like that. This will be the last time we had this link up. Like, I deal with it like any other part of my life. I'm not going to be around something that I feel like is negative or is draining or
understandable.
Anything else, especially with my business where I'm trying to survive off of and create, a place for us to eat from. No, I'm not doing it. So I mean, some things we just have to deal with. Like, oh, okay, that that okay. Like maybe your energy is not negative, it's just not synchronized.
Right.
Okay, we don't, it's business, but to just ignore like a negative energy or, like I said, a draining, it's not happening. Not at all.
Some opportunities we just have to leave it where it's at, because it won't make us happy in the long run.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? Like, so have y'all ever had an opportunity that just looked so good, but you just knew in your gut that, nah, this ain't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Already.
Yeah.
And she said already.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing with that is like, what my dad always says is, this is the lowest level you're gonna be at. So he'd be like, if you are dealing with this type of stuff at this level, like prepare yourself for, what y'all gonna have to deal with. It's gonna be some way bigger situations that, or that we already agreed to. And then we get there and we like, oh, this ain't it, or whatever. It's the lowest level we gonna have to deal with this at. So it's just a huge like adjustment. And
right, this is some Flint shit. Like we ain't even got broadened into like some US shit or like some Midwest shit.
Even like you said, Midwest, just stretching like further through the Midwest. Like this is, and not to downplay what we doing to say that this is low, but this is our starting point, up. So it's like I don't plan on coming back. So it's like, it's only up. So I definitely like analyze that, like even thinking about the future, like man, it's gonna be so much stuff that we run into. Flintdustry tea, and I'll be like, it's only Flint. This is only Flint tea. Like, so yeah, I don't know, man. What is going to come like of that? But I know that it's definitely already been some situations where we had to be like, I mean, and it's been situations where we've been on opposing, like. She's felt like we should, or I felt like we should, and the other one felt like, well, I don't know. And we always figure it out in the end. But we've even had opposing opinions with stuff like that. And you're like, I don't know, I ain't feel like that. So we have to figure it out. Yeah, but
I'm like, you sure?
So like, I know. How do y'all deal with people who get offended by that? Because people can take that like y'all don't like them or that y'all don't fuck with them.
Very much. I feel like people feel like that. I feel like people feel like that. I mean, and not because they've displayed that, but because I be like, I know probably certain people feel like, damn, they don't fuck with me or they don't. But for one, it's never personal. Like I always say publicly, I'm very introverted. So I damn near don't be with my family or like just all the time. Like we be in contact, but we don't just be sitting up under each other. So I'm not about to force myself to do something I don't want to do, and I did some money on the flow. Y'all might be talking about, but no, I don't. Like she said, I really don't care, and that's just being as blunt as I can. I mean, it don't matter if we do fuck with you. If we fuck with the people who feel like we don't fuck with them now, then it's gonna be another group somewhere that feel like we don't fuck with them. If we don't fuck with them, then this group. So it's like, I mean, you can't please everybody.
Yeah, you can't please everybody.
Yeah. And I'm a friendly person for the most part.
She is. Intensify my face. She is.
you hear that from post? You gotta intensify her face.
No. I try to give people chances. I do. As a Cancer, that sometimes that's a bad thing.
It is, yeah.
So for me to not like you, it's like, yes, you bad for my energy. So I can't fake it. And then once I don't like you, I can't even act like I do. That be the part. My face, as you can see, so you go in the room and my face will ball up because it's like I'm not getting paid to talk to you if I don't want to. Right. Once it gets there, it's there. But I'm friendly. I try to talk to everybody.
I like the vouch. She is.
I am.
She's the one to
on there like, good morning, y'all.
I'm like,
listen,
morning.
you be having some wild statuses sometimes, though. You be talking about drunk stuff and like what be good.
That's
talking about baby daddies and all kind of stuff.
I ain't got no baby daddies.
I be like, what is going on? Listen, but I can understand it because when I be drunk, as Kansas, I be want to put some shit. I be like,
and I be like, I be like, no, this too much.
That be the thing. I'm a post and delete her. If you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, I'll post and delete quick.
And sometimes I have people watching.
Shit.
So it's just
I know you watching. So most of my stuff be very strategic. That's why I post it, take it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. So to get into a little bit Flintdustry tea, because we got into a little bit of it last episode with Jesse. Shout out to Jesse. J. Jacoby is him. Yeah. We got into a little bit of it last time. And so I just want to get y'all perspective on some of the stuff that's happened in the city. Okay. And first off, I want to start off with this false unity. Because I feel like over the summer, it just, even though there was stuff going on, I just feel like over the summer, like there was this moment where it just really felt like everybody was just like coming together. Yeah. And I don't know if that's because we had been cooped up in the house for 2020 and we was out, we was outside having fun and shit was like popping. But then it was like now as we getting into like winter, there's been like this shift. Yeah. And I'm just like, even for me personally, it's like why? What? Like this energy thing, right? And so it just be like, I'd be like, well, I feel like we used to fuck with each other, but now I feel like we don't fuck with each other. Yeah. So like, do y'all feel like the city is unified enough to be able to break the next glass ceiling that's here? Because we still here. Like a lot of us are still here, right? A lot of us ain't a YNJ.
Right.
You know, a lot of us ain't a Rio. You know, free Rio. Shout out to him.
Rio,
you know, a lot of us ain't a BFB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of us is still here. You know what I mean? And so we waiting on like the next wave of people to pop and blow this glass ceiling up.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my opinion, and just from what I see, going back to the social media stuff, it just seemed like lately just stuff just got so dark. Like niggas is like low key taking shots at other niggas and niggas is mad at each other. And I'm like, how did we get here?
I feel like it's two things with that. For one, on a lighter note, man, this weather and it's getting dark. It be dark when you wake up, dark when you get off work. Like, it does change your energy, definitely, because personally, I feel my energy has shifted, you know, like, not even in a, I don't know, it just make you feel like I do want to just be in the house. I'd rather just be, it's cold. I'm not about to be running the streets. I don't know. It's just a little different with that. I will say off rip, I feel that. But for two, I feel like it comes back to everybody wanting to be first or be the one. You know what I mean? Like, we have the unity, but then when people see you moving, they be like, oh, but you moving a little more than me. Like, we was just moving together, but now you instead of being like, oh, my man's moving. Okay, let me get on my piece of cue so we can move together. Or let let him get his traction up.
So we back to that jealousy thing.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it is just like I said, people don't understand the true power in numbers. Like, if we really stood together and we really held each other backs up, I tell people all the time, I don't compete with nobody in the city. I got the whole world to compete with. I'm not finna sit at home worried about who rapping better than me in Flint. I'm trying to compete with the world. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's
right.
You just got to open our perspectives, like, and understand, like I said, once the first person goes, it's only going to be one first. So we might as well just get in line and figure out where you fit in the line and get ready, you know, to
This
shoot.
is true.
Like,
I will agree with that.
Yeah, for real.
Well, it's got to be crazy from your perspective, right? Because again, going back to that dual position you hold, like, you are her manager, so like you dealing with promoters, businesses, other artists who might want features and things like that,
or management,
or other people's zoom in on her face.
Catch it.
Or other people's management and their egos and their jealousy and things like that. Because Tay might be popping.
Yeah,
she might be popping. She is popping. You know what I mean? Like, I wrote it in that article. Like, 2021 was anybody's year. It was Tay's. You shot the fuck up.
That was dope.
You know what I mean?
What Soulja Boy say? She had to. Well, it wasn't a comeback, but one of the biggest
breakouts. Yeah.
But I be seeing it.
I like how you just got so quiet. Yeah, I be seeing it.
Trying to figure out
I be
how
seeing
to
it.
this, but no. As far as seeing all the stuff on the social media, rappers going back and forth and all that, it just be crazy to me because I can't even. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is so I can fix it, so I can help. That be my problem. Trying to help and probably insert myself in some
stuff we ain't got no business.
or that's been going on for years. And we thinking that it's something new, and this go back to high school or something. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, y'all, get a grip. We trying to get some money.
How can we work together?
Cause I'm of the same mind too, right? Like, I'd be like, okay, like, how can we have like, do we just need to get in the room? We just need to have a conversation about some stuff. Like, how deep is it? Like, is it that deep to where it's like 2 months ago y'all was banging with each other, and then to like now it's like y'all not banging with each other.
Sending shots and
right. Like we was retweeting and resharing. Now we not no more. Like
it all boils down to people not wanting the other person to do better.
Absolutely.
So that crab in the barrel mentality.
Good, but not better than me.
Hold up now. This number shooting up a little too much. Let me just bring up some shit that happened in high school.
Rather than being like, oh, you bubbling.
Yeah. Because y'all had got. I remember a conversation. Y'all had got, a lot of flack for that list of stuff that y'all was trying to do, and to me I was like, we need a list, or we need to be able to know the resources that's here in the city so that everybody know what's going on, or at least be in some sort of in the know, right? Because, you know, just looking at venue space, like not everybody is performing at Sapo's.
Right. Correct.
You know what I mean? Not everybody is performing, you know, downtown or whatever. So it's like, what spaces and what venues can we utilize particular artists for who may or may not be comfortable in these particular artists? And so I felt like that list, or a list in general, should be helpful. But y'all got a lot of flack for that.
The list came from me being on social media, seeing artist after artist. Well, I need this and I need that. Where's the studio? Where's this? I'm like, well, a resource list will be nice. And it literally was to help everybody, and everybody looked at it as, oh, well, since such and such is number one, that's who they support the most.
Which there was no numbers. Nothing was numbered. You know, they just was looking at who was on the top of the list, who was on the bottom,
who we
was
left off the list.
You
know,
my
goodness.
What people failed to realize was that, like, we talked with a lot of the people like that we were starting to build relationships with, and ask, you know, for names. Like, this isn't something that we just came up with, so it wasn't like we just left names off. You know, we got a collective group of names, you know, from people that should be on the list. It was very clear when it was dropped that the list was not finished. Like, that was big as hell in the caption. This is not done. Help us add to this. So yeah, how it was misinterpreted, I don't know, but that shit was crazy. It was a lesson though. It was a lesson that I'm glad we learned early on, because it was just like that. You can't please everybody in Flint for sure. Like, you know,
because I was gonna ask, like, so what was the lesson or lessons from that moment?
Yeah, I definitely just feel like, you know, we just had to learn to, you know, that we can't please everybody in that. Also, you know, to do our homework. We could have did more homework, you know, but we were excited. We was happy to be ready to help people. So it was just like, let's get it out here, let's get it done and get it out. You know, we could have done more homework, but
I mean, but some of the people that people were saying put on the list, you go to their page, you say you're a photographer, we don't see nothing. So it was just like, come on now. Yeah. Like, it was just one of those things, like, maybe one person, we like, damn, we really did forget him. His name, we had his name wrote down, we just literally forgot to put it on, you know, the little flyer we made, but
I agree. It was a lot of people that was giving flack that they like, my whole team should be on there. And we like, okay, where should we put them? And they like, management, everywhere. DJs, producer. We like, well, who, where? Like, what do we, you know, you just think your whole team should be on the list. Like,
made one song.
Or, you know, some people that were left off, you know, you may have been left off because you are at a status now where when the average person reaches out to you, you don't respond, or, you know, you're not taking, you only want a certain caliber of client. So it's like, why would we put you on a resource list for the general public, you know, to hit you up, and then for them to be like, well, the people they put on their list don't even respond to people, or they only shoot for Louis Ray and, you know, whoever.
Right. So it sounds like, because I know one thing Jesse talked about, you know, when he was on here, was talking about this tier list of like artists in the city. It was like, I think we went from like a S class to like a D class, D or E class or something like that. Or whatever.
How I really feel about a tier now.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about a tier list of people?
You want to go first?
No, you jumping on this.
Like, clearly you want to talk about it.
I don't want to go. No, but a tier, I do feel like there are certain artists that is just fully developed. And then there's certain artists that's just not quite developed yet.
I mean, that's life.
That's what you mean by a tier. Yeah, I do feel like it is.
Yeah, like people who like just at the top, like who made it, who established, who getting the views, who getting the streams, who getting the money, who bringing out the crowd of people. And then, you know, it's like, what we talking about, like an actor's list.
I was about to say, I'm a lyricist for real. So I can't say just because you got views or you popping or you made it, you feel me, that you gonna be in the top of my tier. I guess it's a little different for me. Like I probably wouldn't break Possibly, if we sat and broke it down, but we would have to be talking about real artistry and lyricism. I'm not just gonna go off of who's popping. You feel me?
Okay.
We gotta.
That's real shit.
Yeah,
real shit.
More than just your image and shit. Because I mean, it's easy to look like you popping.
This is
easy
true.
To pay
I mean,
for
this is social media.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is it for real? Listen, I ain't even know that. How do I get a verification? I don't pay for a verification.
Right,
Google search. You'll find your way. You'll find it.
Okay, I'm like, oh boy, like J. Cole, where the stream bots at?
Yeah. So I think for me to want to break down tiers, it'll have to be a lot more criteria than just you doing numbers.
Everybody got that's a good point. Everybody have different.
Right, it's subjective. It's subjective as hell. Yeah,
that is something I've kind of heard. This is like my third time hearing about this
tier list.
I mean, and it depends on how you look at it. It really is. It depends on how you look at it. So,
Okay. So like, is this list something that y'all want to like continue doing? Like y'all want to fully develop and it's gonna be released to the general public at some point, or because of like the backlash and the lessons learned, it was like just like this ain't something that we want to do no more?
No, we definitely want to keep it around. I think that we are going to try to like present it differently. So maybe instead of having a physical list, it'll be a part of our website, so that when you go on to look at, whatever we're doing, you can, look at, whatever resources you need to look at right there on the website rather than, and then by having it on the website, we can add and take off, as needed, rather than a physically printed list where it's like, it's hard to update. So I think that'll be probably the direction we go, but it's definitely something that we want to keep because people need it, regardless of who didn't like it.
Seriously, people do need that.
I still seen that list.
No, because
I took the questions, I definitely still.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because y'all are, y'all have positioned yourselves as the power source of the Flintdustry, which means that you need to know what the hell is here in the city to be able to help the artists who come to you and ask you for that help. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in my opinion, I'm like, that's definitely a resource again that we definitely need. We need something where people can go and, especially if they're like a new artist, you know what I mean? Where can I go get studio space? Who can I book for photography right now?
I agree. And instead of having to take the time to even make a status and be like, where the studios at, who make beats, you'll be like, oh, let me hop on here real quick and just see who they got listed. But you still are going to have your people who still make those statuses irregardless. But somebody may be able to drop the link and be like, oh, well, here you go. Just look through this real quick and see who you can get in touch with. So hopefully we'll be able to have it where, we can have venues listed. We will have business phone. Everybody will have a business phone number on there. We may even be able to partner and have the booking links, to go to their website and things like that. So we definitely want to do it, but just elevate it. It was a trial and error, and I think that it's definitely something, that we should still implement just differently. Yeah.
Okay. I fucks with it. I feel it.
Yeah.
All right, let me get back to my little list over here. Let's talk about some double standards.
Okay.
Let's talk about some double standards that's happening, right? Because, just in life between, men and women and everybody beyond and in between that, there are these sort of double standards or whatever, especially with being women in the industry, right? Like y'all have talked about, both in article and in conversation about how men expect y'all, because y'all are women, to act a certain way, to present yourselves a certain way, to move a certain way, right? To, in a real sort of way, sometimes say, fuck what you doing, get on my train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is fucked up, but this is a thing that happens, and we don't necessarily do double standards in that way with men. And if they are, maybe I need to, as this thing goes along and I have more conversation, maybe we can talk about some double standards that men encounter, or maybe some leeway that men get that women, or men don't get that women get. Yeah. So like, what are some of the double standards that y'all have experienced and that y'all just be witnessing and looking at
in the industry? Because because I was gonna say, being a female, you deal with double standards from a young age. Like, from a little girl, you already put against, you know, what a man can do and what you can't do and what. But in the industry, I think so far it probably come a lot with the music. You know, them feeling like, I won't even say feeling like I shouldn't be so, you know, rough, because then when we meet and niggas see like how I really am, like, oh, it's not an act. Oh, she ain't trying to be hard in her music. Like, oh, that's really just her. Yeah, that's like she really just. So I say that's the only thing. Like, I have had, you know, men feel like the way I rap is for a man to rap that way. You know what I mean? Like, that's not for a female, but most of the dudes that's around us, they know how I am. Like, I might come girly one day. I might come dressed like you one day. So you not how I should conduct or, you know, like carry myself in the studio or whatever. Right. We don't really run into that because I don't respect it anyway. You know, you do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that shit, we grown now, you know, so it's like that double standard shit kind of out the window. I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. But yeah, the music is the biggest thing. And I know, like, getting further in the industry, that's going to be a huge thing. You know what I mean? But I also think that the versatility will help me. Because it's hard for somebody to be like, oh, you know, you trying to be a nigga. You trying to be hood or whatever, you know, whatever. When it's like, shit, I got different sides to what I do. So you really can't box me in to just say that. Like, yeah. I
mean, that's real shit. That's real shit. Because, I mean, like, when we look at the broader industry, right? Like, right now, like, black women is popping. Yeah. Like, it's so many black women that's on right now and that's, like, connecting with each other and doing songs and dropping features with one another. Like, this shit is wild. Like, at this moment, like, women is just running this music shit at the moment. More than anything. So, like, do y'all feel business-wise, you know, that untouchable, that destined feeling to get back to that? Y'all feel like how y'all move and everything y'all do, like, no matter what happens, it's a done deal?
As far as
just musically, the business, everything is just a done deal. Okay.
I don't know. I be kind of in between. Like, I have my days, but overall, I definitely feel like it's there. Like I said, like, it's one of those things where if you manifest it and, you know, you're affirming certain things in your life and you're also doing your work, you damn near don't have no way to not let yourself feel it because you can feel it. You know, you can feel things shifting around you. Like I said, and I say it again, I talk to myself more than I talk to anybody in a day because you have to be in sync with yourself to be in sync with anybody else. You know what I mean? So it's like, I bring myself full circle. Like, everything we doing is for a reason. Everything we doing is, you know, I try to make sure everything I am doing is towards something. You know, I feel myself now like sleeping less and I don't care. Like, I used to complain about it, like, damn, I just want to go lay down, and I'll be like, well, fuck it, I got shit to do. Like, I got, you know, so it's definitely, I still feel like, it's there. It's just getting it there.
Do y'all feel like the city right now is at a stage where we could have like a sort of roundtable discussion about some shit?
Yeah.
How do we do this? How do we call this? How do we call this to action?
I think that it's going to be a big dilemma with like who to even bring to the original sit down because everybody feels like
they
should be, you know, at the original sit down.
Big round table.
Super round table. 2 rounds. But yeah, I definitely feel like that's going to be the biggest thing is like shaping like who are who's going to be the originators, you know, whether we go, okay, it's me and Reesé, it's me, you, Reesé, it's me, you, Reesé, it's me, you, you know, and then we slowly add on, or do we handpick? It's hard because everybody will have their people who they feel like should be there. And by that time, we got 20, you know.
This is true. Yeah. This is true.
But I definitely think we're at a point where it could happen. It just it needs to happen also. For multiple reasons, for more reasons than one of the main reasons I feel like it needs to happen is because the leaders need to understand that you're leading for a reason. You know, the city, we do need guidance. You know, we need business etiquette. We need things like that. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, how can we do more? How can we, you know, contribute to our industry more? Like, I feel like that's one of the main reasons we need to sit down and just chop it. Everybody ain't going to agree. Everybody ain't gonna, it might
egos might flare a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a day when somebody lead a meeting and got an attitude and they don't. The next meeting, the person who didn't have one, now you got one. You know it. I think that's the thing. Like, we can't create this fake thing like, oh, it's gonna be kumbaya. We just gonna be good. Hell, it might be some opposing opinions and but it's needed. We have to do it to keep this industry flourishing that we're creating. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I definitely agree. It's always going to be the people looking out like, well, what make them think that they're the people that should be meeting and coming together and talking about everybody else? So, I mean, it can happen. We should make that happen. Mm-hmm.
We should, because I posted a status about it, and because I don't know what made me think about it, but I was just like, kind of similar to like the list. I was like, what resources is out here? Like, how do I get on? Like, who can I call to do an album art cover? Or who can I call, if I need a music video? How do we leverage the media here in this city, right? Because there's media now. There didn't used to be media, but it's here now. So it's like, how do I leverage media to get my story? Like, who's in this? You know what I mean? I felt like these sort of conversations we need to have more of in the open, not just in the confines of our teams or our camps or whatever. Like, we need to really have these moments where it's like, okay,
even with it being uncomfortable,
even with it being uncomfortable, even if it being, because I'm just gonna put it. Know a lot of niggas don't like me because I'm a gay man. Like, I get it, cool, but unfortunately, nigga, the position that I'm in right now,
like we gotta get past that. We gotta get past that.
We gotta get past that. Like, because eventually we gonna run into each other one way or another.
I mean, you gonna play yourself out. It's like you play yourself now.
Please don't do that. Please don't.
You're the only one in the Flintdustry without us.
Because that's how you get cussed out. That's how you get cussed
for real.
out.
I mean, and I feel like at this point, like, somebody would be crazy to be worried about your sexual orientation, but
it's
not
a real thing.
The way you can, use that pen, because that'd be the last thing on my mind.
It's a real thing. I'd be like, dang.
I could imagine, though. I could imagine, but I feel like
well, I feel like
they'll be the ones, and I'm just gonna say that y'all be the ones.
No views, no promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they're great at what you do, so it's not like you just got an average.
So that be the thing about me, and why I have to stay on social media, and why I do so hard to not stay in my ego or get in my ego about a lot of stuff like that, right? Because it's so easy for me to just be like, oh, that nigga don't fuck with me. Well, fuck it then. I ain't never write shit about that motherfucker. Fuck. And I mean,
I get it.
And I mean, in the real thing, like. And I, going back to another stats I made over summer about, I'm reaching out to y'all to schedule interviews and stuff like that. And you later, you not responding when you not showing up, you're not. And I'm like, y'all don't know who I'm talking to, whatever, like who I'm in meetings with. Absolutely. And I'm like, they like, tell me about the artist that's popping in the city, or tell me who you ran into. And it'd be like, I ran into this person, have you heard this? And it'd be like, I didn't had a bad experience with you because you didn't been unprofessional, or, I'm getting this vibe that, because I'm a gay nigga, you ain't trying to fuck with me. That's going to make me be like, oh, shit, I don't want to put that nigga on because, we don't know what's happening.
It highlights the ones who do, who are like, that's neither here nor there. Let's work, bro. Because, y'all just giving them more highlight to be like, what the hell with that? What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like, once again, counting yourself out. Like, you counting yourself out in the long run. Because irregardless, I'm going to have somebody to write up on. There's plenty of rappers to write up on. Are there plenty of journalists interested in writing about you?
There are. There really are. Like, and there's more popping up in this city frequently. Okay. Like we are trying to like find more writers, to get out here to, because I'm just one man trying to run around the city. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't get everybody when they album drop or when they make announcement videos or when they pop in. You know what I mean? So it's like we trying to you know, get more writers to be able to come out here and talk to y'all and be at y'all shows and be at y'all concerts and stuff like that. Cause my ass be tired. After I be interviewing some of y'all, I be like, I can't go to the concert. I'm dead. Yeah. So I want to end this on this note, which I feel like is really, really important, and I really wanted to talk about above anything. And it's something that me and you talked about, and something that me and Arlon talked about as well. Okay. Because I know one of the things when I was talking to him about creating this podcast and creating this space, and you know, for his vision of Wav Village was being more inclusive. Yeah. You know, making it a space that's welcoming to women, making it a space that's welcoming to the LGBTQ plus community, you know, so we can just, you know, vibe out and feel each other's energy and grow and learn from each other, you know what I mean? And put each other on if we had the opportunity to. And I remember when we was talking, you know, for your interview, you was talking about, and I don't know if I'm putting y'all on the spot with this. You know, you was talking about, you know, having something, you know, that was women led. Yeah. You know, having, you know, just women engineers, women producers, you know, getting more women rappers and stuff like that. And so I really want to highlight that idea for this last part because I just think it just goes so well with like the mission of like everybody that's in here right now.
Absolutely. So ironically, and you saying you and Arline had kind of, you know, had similar conversations. That's actually like the person that we originated the conversation with. He actually had this super he had this super dope idea, and when he brought it, you know, and presented, I remember me and Reesé that night, like we sat down and talked about it and just was like, you know, like that would be super dope to have, because I have not personally experienced anything like any horror stories in the Flintdustry, but I also do most of my recording at my dad's house. So I have
ain't nobody gonna run up out here.
So when I have talked to like about other female rappers like that have reached out about doing features, and I'm like, where we should, you know, do you record? And they'd be like, well, I was recording here, but such and such happened, or we can't go over here because it'd be so many people in there, you know, or whatever. And I've seen it, you know, so I think it is very important to create a space, you know, where women feel safe to come and record, to know, you know, we in the middle of downtown. Not to say that nothing can't happen, but we in the middle of downtown. We not, you know, off on the, you know, I don't know.
We not in the hood. Yeah, let's just call it, we not in the hood.
Ain't gonna be no niggas in the studio, you know, trying
to, you know, hounding you and shit, or like watching you when you walking through the door, eyeing you up and down. You know, your engineer trying to grab your hair when you walking past, you know, or nothing. I mean, I can only imagine. No, men are, man. I can only imagine.
Just interviewing, you know, JB Smokes and Jada Ali, shout out to the two of them, and just listening to like their experience being in the studio, you know, with some of those things. I'm just like, damn, like niggas is really out here wild like that.
They say some crazy.
No, they'll still say something. They'll say something. Yeah. But I will say, like, I don't allow a lot of room for that type of shit. Like, you know, I shut it down quick as hell. Like, I don't know. I shut it down, especially, and I always got that thing with me. Where am I at? So y'all niggas just remember, like, it ain't that, man. I am sweet. I am, but I'm not. Like, ain't shit sweet. I'm sweet, but ain't shit sweet. Like,
make you grab another one.
Can't have just one, please. No, for real. So, all jokes aside, though, like, for real, like, I don't leave a lot of room for that, and then I'm always protected in more ways than other, you know, because I'm gonna have something with me physically, but spiritually I'm protected too, you know. I really got an angel walking with me at all times, and I feel like we all doing different ways. So but I agree. I think it's needed.
So what do y'all envision, you know, this to look like? Because I'm for me, like, when I think about stuff, I like to like dream build that and like speak it out, like, okay, this is what I want it to look like. Even if it don't end up looking like that, I know when I get there, I'm like, I said this shit out loud. It don't look like how I said it, but this is it. So like, what does this look like?
I would say that's more of her strong point. Like, I'm not the visionary. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I can't say too much.
Oh, that might be.
Oh, that's I got you. Oh, we had that conversation. We had that conversation.
They watching right now.
We did.
It's kind of like I just told Tay this. I said it's kind of like we're at the table with the blueprint map. The blueprint out with our pencil, and people are over us like, okay,
I'm gonna trace that. When you done, let me put my notebook paper on top so I can trace it.
I got you.
We're gonna do it really nice for the ladies. Like we really want them to come and feel comfortable, even walking in. Because I've been places. I'm like, well, damn, like, or it's been a time where Tay was going to record late, and I'm like, well, damn, I can't go with you. Like it's late as hell. Who have to be there? You never know. So I want it to be something where everybody feels safe, and it would be dope if we can get everybody involved to be a woman.
Down to engineering and everything. I mean, that would be like super dope. I mean, just to add to the comfortability, and if we can't, then okay, we'll figure it out.
I remember I told you I was like, I was like, well, if you can't get a woman, get a gay man.
He was like,
that's close enough. That's close enough.
No, like seriously, just to I don't know, keep everybody comfortable. Like I said, I feel like it's needed, and not even for just women, but for anybody. You know what I mean? Because we underestimate, men being so strong, like they don't feel uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, I mean, everybody should feel comfortable, but they have created an environment here where it is very comfortable. You know what I mean? Took their time and constructed it to be very homey. You don't feel out of place or not relaxed when you hear. You know what I mean? So. This is not just a building you can just walk straight in. Things like that. So it definitely adds to it. And I think it's important. I think it's going to be something big, to shift for the female energy in the city, because the females do have a lot of say-so now. And so why not give us a platform to, or, a spot where, we can run the show for the day. And, I like it. And, I mean, definitely, like I said, back to our line, even originating the idea, it's just dope, and to have us involved as the A10 Flow in that idea, it's an honor, because again, like I said, we were hoping, that things would pick up and move, but to see people, wanting us involved and wanting us to be a part of what's going on is dope. Like forever grateful for that, because I mean, this is what we do it for, to be able to help and put on. Even as a female artist, like I said, I can go record at Pops, and send it to have somebody mixed and not worry about harassment. It's more so me separating from an artist and being part of the business, and how can we help as a business. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna press too further, because y'all got eyes and ears watching and listening.
Somebody gonna be talking about having a female meeting, and 2 days. Watch Friday, they gonna have an announcement.
Listen, if that happens, please screenshot that and send it to me, please, so I can be like, damn, I'll be dying laughing.
Oh my God, you talking about on your heels? No. I'll be like, when you used to hit your mama, hit the back of her ankles with the cart in the store. That's how I be feeling like they be doing us. Like, I'll be turning around like, damn, can we get down the aisle? But I guess, I mean, they say, the highest form of flattery, they say all of that.
I mean, but at a point, it's like, God damn.
I get it, but I always been a person since I was young. I don't like copycats. I just don't. Trend set. You can do it, but do it unique. Don't do it exactly. Everybody got something from somebody. I ain't the first female rapper. We ain't the first ones to come up with a, but I'm just saying, like, make it unique. Make it a go-to trend set. When you set the tone, I mean, I ain't gonna say too much, because that just come naturally.
Chance to do it.
right.
That just come naturally.
Give us a chance to do it, perfect it, and we don't mind helping.
At all.
That's the thing. People will come to us in the middle of an idea, like, where did you get this at? Like, hold on.
How did y'all book that? We be like, man, because we don't do it to people. So I guess you expect it not to be done when you don't do it. I can remember we went to a pool party this summer for Sway, and we wanted to throw a party for her birthday. And we knew that if we asked Sway, we could have got the spot more than likely, or he would have helped us plug. But if you just had your party and shot a video here 2 weeks ago, I'm not about to write you and ask for your exclusive location. Now, if I can figure something out on my own, or it naturally happens, cool, but I'm just not gonna do it.
Let time pass, folks. Let time pass.
But I get it. Everybody is not the same, and I respect that, and I understand that, and that's why we be low key, and that's why we don't be saying nothing. And just know we don't speak until it's done. You'll never see none of our moves being talked about until they are done and finalized.
And that's on period.
That's on that side.
We write everything down.
Everything.
Every idea down because we know how people get.
Well, you know, one of my favorite quotes is by Erykah Badu when she said, "If you want to see magic, put pen to paper." So you know, you got to have it written down. You got to have it written down. You know why?
You have to sue somebody.
Whoop the tea on that.
Cause don't think
we ain't learned that
that we just cause we some Flint girls, we don't have the business. We definitely lawyered up.
I can't stand y'all. Well, thank y'all so very much for stopping by today and being a part of this podcast. I hope the conversation was good. I know. Are y'all still live, by the way?
Yeah.
Dang.
And it's crazy because people still tapping in. They talking.
Shout out to y'all on the live. Shout out to y'all. You know, I just appreciate y'all for stopping by, for blessing me, for blessing this space with y'all energy and y'all presence and y'all conversation. It was real. I know people probably wanted us to get into some real Flint industry tea.
It's all right. Maybe we might have to make this a thing. We might have to come back and then we'll do a part 2. You know, we talk when we talk. So
you gotta get us going.
Listen, we need a couple drinks and something else. Because then I'm gonna start name dropping some situations.
Some wine on this next one, y'all. Some hard cider, something.
Ooh, some hard cider.
Look, I knew it.
She got me. Yep. Well, before we go, let the people know where they can find y'all, how they can link up with y'all, what they can do to reach out to y'all. Let them know right quick. Y'all got this camera, y'all got that camera. Let them know.
All right, I'm coming this camera. Get me on Instagram, Tay Boogie Official, Tay Boogie on Facebook, Tay Boogie for Spotify, Apple, YouTube, anything to find the music. Just make sure y'all stay tapped in because I have a lot coming, a lot of diversity that I'm about to drop. Yeah, just know that we are moving. Even when we kicking back, we never kicking back.
Okay.
First and foremost, please make sure you go to Instagram and follow the A10 Flow. Like, share, comment on all our content. We're doing this for the city. Yeah. And if anyone want to send us music or anything like that, you can hit us on our Gmail, Absolutely. The A10 Flow LLC @gmail.com.
LLC.
Yeah. Me personally, Facebook, I'm always available on there. Reesé Nicole, and Instagram is Boss Lady Reesé A10.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all very much for this.
This is dope.
Shout out to our sponsor, Wav Village. Shout out to them for sponsoring the Modern Queer Podcast. Okay. And with that, that's another fire episode of the Modern Queer Podcast. Yes. Check us out for the next one for some more crazy shit and some more insightful conversation. With that, catch y'all later. Peace.
Adios.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You ain't never met me for the moon crack. No, you ain't never labeled me as cool fat. Oh, I'm the one who bringing Stella's groove back. Fuck whoever let R. Kelly in the schools. Like this planet only raising up the fools. Yeah, my nigga died, he ain't make it on the news. I admit I never had a thing to lose. Caught a vibe, heard a nigga got the juice. I'ma die with these bitches still choosing.